I'm up here today on Reelfoot Lake with Ronnie Capps. This is where he grew up. Him and his partner Steve Coleman have probably won more crappie tournaments than any crappie team in the United States. They've won 7 national championships. Ronnie, you and Steve developed the Capps and Coleman rig. What is the Capps and Coleman rig, and why has it been so successful?
Mr. John, the Capps and Coleman rig is a live bait rig that we typically use shiners with, live bait minnows. And that rig, a lot of people call it the old Reelfoot rig, actually, and it was developed right here for fishing vertical and fishing slow and fishing in heavy structure. Now, those three things that I just told you, go slow, be in some heavy structure, that's where crappie live. I mean, you got to have a rig that you can put a bait in front of a fish's face with that is pretty well easy to fish with and present maximum bait to the fish. At the same time, be able to deal with all the structure that's out there. And that minnow rig is the number one thing I would pick if I were going anywhere in the country. And one item in my boat with a rod and reel, uh, that would be the one I'd pick to be the best anywhere in the country.
All right, what is the Capps and Coleman rig? Bring me down the line from the
Yep.
top all the way to the bottom.
It's real simple. Starts out with a three-way swivel. Off of the three-way swivel, there will be an extra light wire #2 hook that you'll have as a top dropper. There will be the midsection of the rig. It actually has a egg sinker on it. They'll vary in size anywhere from a quarter to a 3/8 to a half, 3/4 and a 1. I've even gone up to 2, depending on the depth and the speed. But the bottom of the rig is the end of the rig. It has another hook, so it's a double hook live bait minnow rig with basically an egg sinker 2/3 of the way down. The three-way swivel on the top keeps the top dropper from twisting up on you, and basically connects the whole rig to your pole. So it's pretty simple. You know, Carolina rig bass fishing, minnow rigging crappie fishing. The minnow rig to us is the same as Carolina would be to a bass fisherman. So it's a mainstay. It's something you can go back to and count on producing for you. And I've took it everywhere. It will work.
What makes it so effective in heavy cover?
Well, there's a few things that work together for you. First of all, it needs to be rigged on monofilament line that will stretch, not fluorocarbon that don't give you so much stretch. But the extra light wire hook will allow you to bend the hook and free the rig without breakage. If you don't have the proper poles, if you don't have the proper line and the proper hooks, if it's not made with the right equipment, then it won't work really as good as it should. We fine-tuned that thing to be able to fish really deep, really shallow. B&M, you know, they provide those. You can buy those for $1.50 a piece nearly. No way you can time for that, and it is awesome to have in a boat if you're going to chase crappie, without a doubt.
Let me ask you this. If you got that light wire hook, what happens when you got a 3-pound crappie on the end of that hook? Why doesn't he straighten it?
He won't straighten it. You got so much flex in your pole and your line. Um, I've landed plenty 3-pound crappie. I've got some 6 and 7-pound bass and a 9-pound smallmouth I've caught on those extra light wire hooks. So 40-pound catfish I've caught on them. It's just a matter of you taking time and playing the fish and not horsing him. You know, we're not bass fishing here. It's a whole different program. And but to get maximum bites, your whole system has to flex. We're dealing with vertical fishing, and we're dealing with wind speeds, and the bouncing of the boat will cause problems. The bite ratio will go down the more wind you get. So the whole system flexing really gives you an advantage to get more bites and present the bait the way it needs to be presented. So you know, it is a fine-tuned technique. Maybe I can go through some steps with you sometime, but if you'll I guess just be associated with it for a day or two and get used to fishing it, it'll produce more crappie for you than anything I know.
Okay.